So, the first step is to create a new Flutter project. So please open up Visual Studio Code. You can find its icon in your Applications folder or on your desktop. Just click on it, and the editor will pop open. Once Visual Studio Code is open, it's time to start a new Flutter project. To do this, head to the View menu and click on Command Palette. In the Command Palette, type Flutter New Project. In my case, it appears as first option. We can select from here. This command will ask you to choose a project type. Since we're building a standard app, select Application. A new window will open to select the path where your project's files will be saved. Select a path of your choice. In my case, I will select Flutter on my desktop. Then you'll need to name your project. Let's call it Color Changer. When naming your project, remember to use all lowercase letters and underscores between words, no dots or slashes. It's important to get this right for Flutter to process it correctly. After you name and create your project, Visual Studio Code will begin setting up all the necessary files and folders for you. Once the setup is complete, it will display your new project's directory. You'll see several files and folders there, but for now, the most important file is main.dart. This file contains the main code for your Flutter app and is where we'll start building our simple user interface. So let's go ahead and delete all the default code that's already there because we're going to write our own from scratch. All right, it's time to roll up our sleeves, write some code, and delve deeper into Dart and Flutter. In every Flutter application, the journey begins with a special function called main. This function acts as the starting point of your app. Think of main like the front door of a house. It's where everything starts. When you run a Flutter app, the system first looks for this main function because it directs Flutter on where to begin executing your code. Without main, Flutter wouldn't know where or how to initiate your app. To implement the main function, you simply type void main with 2 parentheses in your Dart file, followed by 2 curly braces. Inside these braces, you place the code that starts your app, and here void is a keyword in Dart language. That means the function will return null. We will have a detailed lesson on functions soon in this section. But for now, when you write void main, with these 2 curly braces in your code using Visual Studio Code, you might notice something interesting. A new line appears that offers you options to run, debug, and profile your app. This is Visual Studio Code assisting you. It automatically recognizes main as the kickoff point and provides these convenient buttons so you can easily test and optimize your app. The main function is unique because it is automatically called when your app starts. There's no need to call it manually in your code. It springs into action on its own once you launch the app. This automatic feature is what makes the main function the central hub for initiating your app's execution. Here, I would like to mention that we can write the main function in 2 different ways. The first is the method we've already discussed, writing void followed by main with parentheses and curly braces where we place our code inside. The second method involves using Dart's shorthand arrow notation. It is written using equal sign and greater than sign. This notation is used usually for functions that contain a single expression. It makes your code cleaner and more concise, especially when the function does something straightforward. After calling the main function, it's time to run our app. At this stage, we need the first step to give Flutter and Dart instructions to display something on the screen. It begins with a crucial instruction that every Flutter app must have, the run app function. Here's how you write it: run app with a capital, followed by a semicolon. Now, this run app is a function, which is a fundamental concept in Dart, and indeed in many programming languages. Functions are sets of instructions that can be executed in your code, and soon you'll learn how to create your own. The run app function is provided by the Flutter framework, not built into Dart itself. Its main job is to kick off your app and display the user interface on the screen. Now, as you can see in the code editor, we have an error indicated by this red squiggly line. Hover over it, and you'll see it says the function run app isn't defined. What does this mean? That's because in our code file, we currently only have the main function and nothing else. Where should run app come from? Well, it's provided by the Flutter framework, and to use it, you need to import Flutter's material library. Great! In the next video, we will learn more about importing packages and dependencies. See you there!